So you've been looking at these KZs online, but there's so many different models. Do they all sound different? Do they all fit the same? Are they the same build quality? Let's find out. So there's already a lot of reviews online about these in-ear headphones, so we're going to really base this review on all the differences and which one you should buy. Also, I will put up all the prices I got for these headphones, but they do vary a lot on the internet from site to site. I bought all mine through eBay in Australia. First off, we've got these KZ ATRs. These have an opaque brown casing where you can see through to the drivers. They also have really nice gold finishings and gold weights that hang behind your ears. These come with memory foam tips. They also come with spare extra silicone tips. I found when I was using the memory foam tips, I did get more bass. Some people mentioned that when removing these earphones that the foam tips may stay in your ears. I actually preferred the foam tips. However, when I got other people to test them, they did think that the silicone tips were better. These earphones have a fair bit of bass and sub-bass rumble. They have a really good kick when listening to certain music. They do have a warm sound. They also have really good high frequencies. However, the vocals and mids are a little bit muddy sounding. I was actually really amazed with the build quality of these headphones. For around $13, the build quality is amazing. They actually feel a lot better than some of my other headphones. They isolate well. However, with all these headphones that we're testing today, you will find that they are fatiguing on the ear. I listened to a couple of them for around 40 minutes to an hour, and they did feel a little bit uncomfortable after about an hour. This also was probably exaggerated because I was trying on and testing all these earphones. So second up, we have the KZ ATRs. These are a gloss black non-opaque casing. These only come with the silicone tips. So straight away, these do feel a little bit cheaper than the previous ones. The cable on these appears to be similar to the ATRs, however it does feel lighter and a tiny bit thinner. The weights as well are black plastic, not the gold finish. These ATRs feel a little bit more flat sounding. They're not as warm as the ATRs. The bass and treble have been brought down a little bit and the mids come out a lot better for the vocals. I found these comfortable to wear and they fit the ear really nice. So the build quality of these headphones is good. It doesn't seem to be the standard of the ATRs, but it is a light, comfortable earphone. However, if you do like clear vocals and a more flat sounding earphone, then these might be better for you. The third set of earphones are the KZ ZS3s. Straight away, these have a different feeling to the other two. The finish to these is just at the next level. They feel really good. Also, the ear hooks on these earphones are really strong and can be wrapped in tight around the ear. The cables are grey, they're a lot thicker and they're actually a heavier weight cable. It also feels a lot heavier overall. So with these earphones, the cable comes separated and you need to connect it yourself. Both the earpiece and the cable are marked left and right. They have a 2-pin plug and inside the connection there is a little square. One end has square corners and one end is rounded off so you can line them up. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's not too bad. Once you line them up, you just push them in. It does take a little bit of pressure, but they do connect in nice and tight. With these ZS3s, you only get the silicone tips. They don't seem to fit quite as well as the other two, but once you get them to fit and you get a nice seal, they actually have a really nice sound. They seem to have a wide range, get nice bass and very clear vocals. All these earphones seem to be very loud. I'm only listening to them at about 70 or 80%. Like I said, these feel really good quality compared to the other two. However, they do feel bigger in your ear and they're a bit harder to get a good seal. Overall, they seem like a really nice earphone. So the next headphones we have are the KZ ZSTs. These come in two different colours. They come in a carbon fibre style and also a blue and pink style. Online, some people said one was better than the other, so I thought it would be good to get both for this review. Overall, they're mainly the same. The cables on these earphones are similar to the ATRs, which is just that little bit lighter weight than the ATRs. These ZSTs advertise a painted silicone tip, which is meant to seal the ear better, but however I felt the others sealed a lot better. These both have separated cables and you have to assemble them yourself. They don't have left and right marked on the earpieces, only the cable, so you have to work that out yourself. I compared it to another set I had to make it easier. When wearing these earphones, they actually feel really light. When comparing the two together, it was hard to tell if there was a difference between the two or if it was just the seal that I was getting each time. I didn't find that they sealed as well. These have a cooler sound than the ATEs and more of a focus on the mids and highs. These do sound good, but they have a lot less bass than the others in this review. Next we have the KZ IEM. This one comes with memory foam tips like the ATEs, which I think are better than the silicone tips, and they isolate your ear a little bit better. These have a similar cable to the ATRs and the ZSTs, however these have a memory wire that goes around the ear. This can't be shaped around your ear, it just stays in the same shape. It doesn't seem to hold in your ear very well compared to the ones with the wire or the weight. Also, the sound quality on these just isn't as good as the others. At the same price as the ATE, I don't think this one is really worth it. This was the only one that came in a different box, so I'm not sure if it was a copy brand or just a cheaper model, but the sound isn't great with this one. Overall, I'd choose any of the others over these earphones. So this is the KZ ZS5, it's the last one we have here. This one was twice the price of the others, but it also has twice the drivers. This has 4 drivers in each earpiece. It only comes with silicone tips, but all over this product is better quality than the rest. This headphone was the easiest to assemble out of all of them. They were well marked and went together really easy. It has the thick cable that the ZS3 has, but all the extra components, the 3.5mm jack, the cable splitter, they're all labelled. They look like a proper branded headphone. Again, this was $40 and the others were just between $12 to $20. The cable and the build quality all feel really good with the ZS5. Because of the extra drivers, it seems to separate the music a lot better. It sounds more immersive, bigger range, nice clear vocals, and is very loud. One thing you notice from a headphone like this and a main brand headphone is the small things like the headpiece and the cable are both marked right and left, but in both different directions. The KZ ZS5 probably has the best sound overall, a more neutral, flat, all-round, crisp sound, followed by the ATE and the ATR. The ATE had a little bit of a more warmer, bassy sound, whereas the ATR was a more neutral and clear sound like the ZS5. If you're after a cheap IEM, I would recommend buying the ATE or the ATR, depending on the sort of sound you like. If you wanted to spend the extra money for the ZS5, it is a better overall sound, but for more than 3 times the price, I don't know if it's really worth it. I'll put a few lists together at the end of this video of my overall thoughts. Hope this video has helped you out, and you can now choose the earphone for you.